Most people think they need to find their dream job to find their purpose. But that's actually the biggest mistake people make. I'm 26 years old and I work in customer service. And for a long time, I thought purpose meant finding the perfect career, the job that would magically make everything feel meaningful. But the more I chased that idea, the more lost I felt. Because the truth is, purpose isn't a job, and it's not something you suddenly discover one day. Purpose is something you build, and once you understand that, life starts to make a lot more sense. The way you spend your time, the way you make decisions, even the way you see success, everything becomes clearer. But the reason most people never figure this out is because they are chasing the wrong idea of purpose. We're told that purpose has to be something big, something world changing, like curing a disease, starting a massive company, or becoming incredibly successful. But purpose doesn't have to be dramatic. Purpose is simply having a clear reason for what you're doing beyond just surviving and paying bills. It's a difference between living based on what society expects and building a life that actually matters to you. And the first step to figuring that out is surprisingly simple. Ask yourself one question. If you had only 1 year left to live, what would you regret not doing? Okay. Okay. Tonight, set a timer for 15 minutes and write down every answer that comes to your mind. Don't filter it, don't overthink it. Just write. Maybe you'd regret not traveling. Maybe you'd regret not spending more time with people you care about. Maybe you'd regret not trying things you've always wanted to do. Or maybe you'd regret spending most of your life doing things you didn't actually care about. When people do this exercise, something interesting happens. They realize the things they truly care about often aren't the things they're currently prioritizing. Instead, they've been optimizing their lives for someone else's definition of success. Grades, titles, money, status, but not necessarily fulfillment. And that realization alone can change the direction of your life. But there's another exercise that reveals even more. For the next 2 days, track your energy levels. Every few hours, write down your energy from 1 to 10 and note what you're doing at that moment. It sounds simple, but it reveals powerful patterns because some activities drain your energy and others give you energy. You might notice you feel exhausted when doing certain tasks, but energized when learning something new, creating something, helping someone, or exploring ideas. And those moments of energy are clues. They point toward the kind of things your mind naturally enjoys doing. But there's another piece most people miss when thinking about purpose: values. Most people have never clearly defined their values. Instead, they inherit them from their environment, family, friends, society. So try this. Write down values like family, money, security, independence, creativity, learning, adventure, helping others, and health. Then rank them. Not equally. You have to choose which matter more because life forces those decisions away. When you compare your top values with how you actually spend your time, you might notice a gap. And that gap is often the reason people feel lost. Purpose grows when your life starts aligning with what you genuinely value. But purpose also lives at the intersection of something else: what you're good at and what helps other people. Most people dismiss their own skills because they think they're too basic. Maybe you're good at explaining things. Maybe you're good at researching information. Maybe people ask you for advice. Maybe you're good at solving problems. These skills might not seem impressive, but they matter more than you think. Now, try this another exercise. Make two lists. First, write down everything you're decent at. Not just work skills, life skills too. Then make a second list of problems you've solved in your life. Challenges make you overcame, lessons you learned the hard way. Now, look for the overlap. Those overlapping skills are powerful. They're the things you're naturally good at and have already used to solve real problems. But here's where most people get stuck. They think they need a huge plan before they start. They think they need to change their career or redesign their entire life. But that's not necessary. The real key is starting small. Combine your skills with helping other people in some way. It doesn't need to be a business. It could be writing online, sharing advice, creating content, helping people in communities, mentoring someone, answering questions, and the goal isn't success right away. The goal is experimentation. Choose something you can do for just 2 to 3 hours per week. Then commit to doing it consistently for 8 weeks. That's it. No pressure, no expectation, just consistency. During those 8 weeks, pay attention to how you feel. Do you enjoy the process? Do you think about it even when you're not working on it? Do people find value in what you're sharing? Those signals tell you you're moving in the right direction. And here's something more important to remember. You don't need to be the best in the world at something to create value. You just need to be a few steps ahead of someone else. Someone trying to solve a problem doesn't need the world's top expert. They need someone who recently figured it out themselves. Your experience can help someone else more than you realize. And purpose often grows from those small contributions. But the biggest mistake people make is waiting. Waiting for clarity, waiting for motivation, waiting until everything makes perfect sense. But purpose rarely appears while you're waiting. It appears when you start taking action, even small action. 2 hours per week might not seem like much, but over a year, that becomes more than 100 hours spent building something meaningful. And that kind of consistency can completely change your direction in life. Purpose isn't something that suddenly appears to lucky people. It's something built through small, intentional choices over time. You don't need to have your entire life figured out today. You just need to start moving toward the things that matter to you. So tonight, try the first exercise. Set a 15-minute timer. Write down what you'd regret not doing if you had 1 year left to live. Because that list might reveal more about your purpose than you expect. And once you start building toward that purpose, something interesting happens. Life starts to feel a lot more meaningful. Not because everything is perfect, but because you finally know why you're moving forward. Alright, and if this video made you think a little differently about your purpose, let me know in the comment section below. I'd honestly love to hear what you wrote down during the exercise or what you feel like your purpose might be right now. This is the first video in this channel, and the goal here is simple: to share ideas, experiences, and perspectives that might help us figure things out together. Life can feel confusing sometimes, and none of us really have everything perfectly figured out. But conversations like this can help us move a little closer to the direction we want. So if this video gave you even a small moment of clarity, then it was worth making. Thank you for watching, and I'm glad you're here. I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.